Okay. So, the first thing I want to address is that I did get pulled over by you,
Hmm.
and that was a few years ago. And so I know a lot of people also want to know how you knew I was high. I know how you knew.
So,
I was there.
initially, well, I think you remember why I stopped you because there was a problem with the car.
Yep, I didn't
Um,
have insurance.
so the way I suspected that you were under the influence of, heroin or something thereof. First thing I always notice are pupils, especially at nighttime, if they're pinpointed. I mean, that's a total giveaway of some sort of narcotic or opiate or something like that. Um, then the other thing was slow and lethargic movements, kind of slurred speech, kind of almost like you're groggy or sleepy. So, I mean, just kind of those two things put together usually is a pretty good indicator. So,
Okay.
gives it away a little bit.
So, in any of your calls, have you had to personally administer Narcan?
I have several times. Yeah.
Were you scared the first time you ever did it?
No, no, not scared. Just kind of hoping it would work. So, and it did.
It did?
Every time I've used it, it's worked.
Have you
So,
ever had to do like several doses of it?
I
Or
have, yeah, I've had to, well, the most I've had to do is two.
Okay.
So, I haven't had to do like three or four, but we did have somebody where I used both. That didn't work, and then the medics had to give them more Narcan and then brought them out of it.
That's scary.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Have you ever dealt with any addiction personally in your family?
I have. Unfortunately, when I was younger, my mother, she had an addiction problem. And she, got clean and stuff like that. But, so I did. I grew up with it in my life. Um, it wasn't easy. It doesn't make for
Yeah.
a good childhood. But at the same point, it kind of makes you know what you don't want to do.
Yeah. Is that why you became a cop?
Part of it, yeah. Part of it, that, and also watching my mother be abused when I was a kid by her boyfriends and stuff like that. Just made me, I guess, want to make a difference or
Yeah.
trying to help people, get out of bad situations or just help people, I guess.
Okay. All right.
So,
So, are you from around here then?
no, I'm from California.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how the heck did you get out here?
My ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I met my ex-wife when I was in the military, and then moved out here.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think of other questions that people had. So, do you believe that everybody should have Narcan? Is that
Um, yes. I mean, I think if you have the opportunity to help somebody, you should. Obviously, I'd rather us not have to have it and not have anybody
Yeah.
overdose and not have anybody use it, but clearly that's not the reality.
Yeah.
So I think if we can be equipped to help people, then yes, absolutely. We carry it. All the officers have it. Pretty much every department in York County has it, I think. And, it's a useful tool. I mean, if we can save somebody's life and hopefully
Yeah.
get them into treatment and get them help so they can change their life for the better, then absolutely.
Is there a lot of times that you do kind of like arrest and compile treatment into that? Is that
So we,
kind of like a goal that
yeah,
you
I
guys
mean,
have?
normally I sometimes will try and push that stipulation. If somebody wants to get like ARD or something like that, normally I'll request that they be put in treatment court and get some sort of help and go to like uh, there's several recovery places. There's White Deer Run. There's the Cadenzia House. There's several of them around, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, basically, if I have the say or I have the option and I'm able to, I usually try and request that they get treatment.
So what do you feel like we could do better to get people into recovery and stay? Like if you could do anything in the world, what do you think would
That's
be most
tough.
effective?
I mean, because it all starts with the addict themselves.
Yeah.
Because they have to want the help.
Yep.
And if they don't want the help, there's no rehab or no recovery that's going to help them. So I mean, that's a tough question.
Oh, I know.
as far as if there's clearly, if I could change one thing in the world, it'd be that there was no, illicit drugs or addiction, things like that.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately it tears a lot of families apart. It
Mhm.
destroys relationships. a lot of people who unfortunately are on heroin steal from their own family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's sad,
Yeah.
you know, and it ruins families and, you know, marriages, relationships with children. You know, we have children who find their parents overdosed, you
Mhm.
know, and sometimes the children go hold in, you know, and that's sad. It's emotionally damaging and traumatic for the child. So, but that's what I would do. If I had a magic wand, I'd, you know, get rid of it. But so.
Have you ever like found anybody yourself that has overdosed, or did you
Yes.
like just kind of a freak thing, or
Yeah, I was driving through town and there was a woman laying on the ground. And luckily for her, we happened to roll up on her
yeah,
and she had overdosed.
that's
So,
crazy.
luckily we found her. So we Narcaned her and then she got in the ambulance and went, but she survived.
Mm.
So, but that was the one and only time that's ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so prevalent, like I kind of always wonder myself, like, am I gonna go into Chipotle today?
Right.
And is somebody gonna be in the bathroom that's
Right.
that's OD'd, or so I always kind of wonder if like
And it seems to come in waves too. I mean, one week, 1 month, you know, several months you'll have nothing,
hmm
and then all of a sudden it's like back to back to back to back. You know, so
Yeah.
it's almost like a wave. So I don't know if it's the influx of stuff that's coming in from somewhere else or what.
like just someone's selling something stronger and
Mhm.
just kind of
I Narcaned 3 people in 1 month
oh my
about
god,
a year ago.
that's
So.
crazy. I know I just saw some I think it was like Dauphin County is having an issue right now.
Yeah.
They had like 24 back to back, like
Yeah.
within like 3 days or something
Wow.
crazy, and
That sucks.
yeah, it gets wild. So I think one thing that I want to address as well is a lot of people believe that police are kind of out to get them. You know what I mean? Like that they're not on their side, that they just want to kind of arrest and make a quota.
No.
And I just
no.
want to like, because I know personally when you arrested me, like everything kind of went smooth.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was I knew I was in the wrong, like,
Right.
and so I think that probably helped, you know, with getting me arrested and whatever, and that kind of helped put me in the right direction as to where I needed to go.
Mhm.
But I know a lot of people don't look at it as like kind of a blessing in disguise, kind of
Yeah.
like I did.
Well, and that all boils down to people's view and opinion on things too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? How your outlook is on life or how your outlook is on things. I mean, we're definitely not out here, you know, trying to do
Yeah.
a quota. You know,
No.
we're not allowed to have quotas and things like that. Plus the amount of paperwork that comes with an arrest is ridiculous. But no, but I mean, if you know, it goes back to the whole thing of, you know, for the most part, you know, I get it that some people view police officers as jerks and they're bad and blah, blah, blah. That's any profession that you
Yeah.
go to. You have, you know, a very select few who might be
Terrible.
issues. Yeah. You know, but overall, generally speaking, I would like to think most of us are pretty good.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
people at the end of the day doing your job.
Yeah, and that's it. We do our job, and you know, unfortunately, we have to deal with and see a lot of crappy stuff in our job, and we know that. I mean, it comes with the territory, but I think for the most part, you know, in whole, I think police officers try and do the right thing and try to do the right thing for people, but I've never met a cop personally that is out to get people.
I'm
So
going to be honest, I haven't either.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've
but that's
never-
kind of what I wanted to make sure that like people kind of got from this video too, is that like you're just a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
Like,
take the uniform off, wear
you-
regular clothes. I have a family, you know, and I go home and walk my dog, and you know, all that kind of stuff, same as
Yeah.
everybody else. You know, it's it's a job. For a lot of us, it's a calling. You know,
Yeah.
because we work a lot of crappy hours, and you know, and it sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's there's no other job I'd rather do. So. But I can promise all of you, I'm not out to get anybody. Yeah, no, we're not out to get anybody. And if we can help people, we'll help them. And sometimes people just don't want help. They'll call us for something, and they'll get done what they want done, and
Yeah.
they want nothing to do with us then. But the main thing is cooperation. When people cooperate, it makes things much smoother, much easier.
Yeah. I remember my arrest, and it was just like I remember I think bits and pieces of it.
Mm.
But I definitely remember, like, it just went pretty smooth. It was just like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm getting in the car now. Okay, we're going to do a blood test. All right, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I always tell people, as long as you're cooperative with me, I'll be cool with you, you know, and if you're going to be a jerk to me, you're going to get it back. Like, that's unfortunately how it works. And
Yeah.
with 99% of cops, if you're nice, professional, friendly with them, they're going to be the same.
I feel like that's with any profession.
Yeah.
Like, I'm usually pretty nice, and unless you come at me sideways, then
Right.
we go sideways.
Right. Yeah.
So, how's your mom? She's clean?
Oh, she's been clean since I was probably 14.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I was
she's-
just curious.
She's been clean for a very, very, very long time.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
she do any type of program or anything, or was
Honestly,
she just
I
like,
don't know.
this is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't remember that far back.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Have you had any type of addiction problems? Like, have you been like, maybe alcohol's kind of a problem for me, I'm not going to drink?
No,
Or
not really. I chew, so
Okay.
that's my addiction.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I was a teenager, I smoked weed,
yeah,
and I knew that wasn't for me.
yeah,
You know, so it wasn't for me. A lot of the people I grew up with, you know, unfortunately for them, they got into some pretty hard drugs. And when I turned 17, I went into the Marine Corps and just wanted to get away from all that stuff. So I got away from the people I went to school with, you know, just California in general, and went to the Marine Corps and ended up in Pennsylvania.
That's funny. So the whole people, places, and things that everybody tells addicts to do, you kind of did.
Yeah, I guess
Pretty
you could
much.
say. Get
You
away from it
changed your
all.
people, you changed your place, and you went to the Marine Corps.
Yeah,
So that's kind of cool.
yeah. No, look, I mean, for me, it wasn't like an addiction thing. It's just,
Yeah.
I
It was
didn't.
just you didn't want to even bother
I mean,
with it.
I got stationed in North Carolina. At the time, I was kind of bummed because I wanted to stay in California, and then I got out to North Carolina, and I don't know. I just never went back. And now I got kids, so I'm definitely not going anywhere. So,
All right, well, we're going to wrap up. I'm going to post this later after the chief approves it. So I hope you guys got all kinds of information. Have a great day. Goodbye. All the fun things.